Have you ever felt like the smartest people aren't always the ones who talk the most? Today, we're going to explore a different kind of brilliance. It's not loud, it doesn't demand attention. Instead, we're tuning in to the hidden echoes of intelligence, the quiet signals that often go completely unnoticed. So let me ask you this. What if we've been looking at smart all wrong? What if the most profound signs of intelligence aren't about performance at all, but about something that happens quietly, deep inside of us? You know, we have this cultural idea that intelligence means having a quick answer for everything, being assertive, being a loudest voice, but what if that's not the whole story? True intellectual depth is often found in the quiet moments, in observation, in reflection, in just thinking. So let's begin our journey right where this quiet intelligence is born, inside our own minds. We're going to explore the echoes that come from your inner world. Okay, so the very first sign. Think of it like a constant, gentle hum in the background of your mind. And that hum, it's an insatiable curiosity. This isn't just about asking why every now and then. No, this is more like a genuine hunger in your mind. You don't just take in facts. You have this deep need to understand how things connect, where they came from, and what they really mean. It's the engine of a mind that is always growing. And get this curiosity literally rewires your brain. It's what fuels neuroplasticity, which is just a fancy way of saying your brain's amazing ability to change and learn. Curiosity is the magic that connects things that seem totally unrelated, like art and math or music and physics, and ultimately, it's what pushes us to just keep getting better. So once that curious part of your brain lights up, something interesting happens. The truly intelligent mind often turns that powerful lens inward. Because being smart isn't just about figuring out the world out there. It's about understanding the incredibly complex universe inside of you. High self-awareness is a major form of intelligence. It's the ability to see yourself clearly, your moods, your triggers, your strengths, your blind spots, and to understand how all of that affects other people. It's knowing why you feel the way you do. And when you start to understand your inner world, it naturally makes you see the outer world with so much more clarity. Which brings us right to our third sign. Have you ever been the one to notice a slight shift in a friend's tone of voice? Or maybe a small detail in a picture that everyone else just glanced over? Now, this isn't about being nitpicky or critical. It's actually a sign that your brain is quietly processing way more information from your surroundings. You're seeing the rich texture of the world, not just the basic outline. All right, now let's shift gears a bit. We've looked inside, so now let's see how this quiet intelligence changes the way you connect with the world and with other people. Because it's not just about what you know, it's about how you relate. The entire foundation of making a real connection rests on our fourth sign. And honestly, it might be one of the most powerful forms of intelligence there is. I want you to think about empathy not just as some soft skill, but as a highly complex mental process. It's the incredible ability to actually step outside of yourself and try to build a model of someone else's reality inside your own head. That takes a massive amount of brain power to process all of those emotional signals. And this slide really breaks it down perfectly. There's a huge difference here. Sympathy, as you see, is feeling for someone. It kind of looks down from a distance, and it can create a wall. But empathy, that's about feeling with someone. It steps right in beside them. It's the intelligent choice to build a bridge of understanding, not a wall of pity. So how do you build that bridge? Well, you can't do it without our fifth quiet sign, and it's a skill that is so often overlooked. Here's the key. So many people listen just so they can figure out what they're going to say next. But an active listener, a truly intelligent listener, is listening to understand. They hear the words, sure, but they also hear the tone, the hesitation, what's not being said. It's a full-on intellectual workout, absorbing and processing all that information. You know, to really listen like that, you have to be willing to set your own ego aside for a moment. And that leads us perfectly to our sixth sign, which might be the one that sounds the most backwards at first. A fragile ego that can never admit a mistake often gets confused with confidence. But real intelligence, that's found in intellectual humility. It's having the strength to know that you are not your ideas. So being wrong isn't a failure to you, it's just a new piece of data that helps you update your understanding of the world and make it more accurate. And that is a deeply intelligent thing to do. This kind of deep thought, this listening, this self-correction, It needs a certain kind of environment to really flourish. And that brings us to our seventh and final quiet sign. As the great Stephen Hawking is said to have put it, quiet people have the loudest minds. If you find comfort in solitude, it's very often because you have such a rich and interesting inner world to explore. You don't always need noise and distraction from the outside because some of the best conversations are happening right inside your own head. For you, solitude isn't empty. It's the workshop where your best ideas are built. So, let's pull all of these threads together. What does this all mean? Well, it means it's time we started to redefine what brilliance actually looks and feels like. We really need to let go of this outdated idea that intelligence is just one thing. A high test score, a sharp comeback, a loud opinion. It's not some single blinding spotlight. It's so much more beautiful than that. Instead, I want you to picture it like this: a constellation, a stunning, complex pattern made up of all these different points of light. Your curiosity, your empathy, your self-awareness, your ability to be wrong. Each one is a star in your own personal constellation of brilliance. And that leaves us with one final thought. Take a look at these quiet strengths one more time. Forget what you've been told smart is supposed to look like. Which of these quiet echoes, which of these shining stars do you recognize in yourself? Because I promise you, they are there. And they are powerful.